I'm just gonna start recording. And we can just, away we go. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Toy Talkin. Jordan Gasly, as always. Richard, joining me once again. I think I said this in the last episode. You've been in every episode of Toy Talkin, which is great. I'm not mad at it. I actually prefer it. Hold on one second. I want to see if the speed bump doesn't. Okay, it did not knock off the camera. See, we are leaving one location on our toy hunt today, going to the next. The toy hunt video will be out first. This will be the after video. So if you're watching this, you should have already watched the toy hunt video. And if you didn't, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
What if I left? What if I left a little link up in here in one of these corners? I can't remember which one it is. I feel like it might be that one. I don't know. Anyway, Richard, you and I were driving around today, and some pictures leaked for the upcoming release of Transformers Legacy. If you've watched the hunt video, you would have seen that we found some of the new Transformers Legacy figures on our hunt today. But the pictures leaked for a shattered glass blaster, but also the Commander class level Motormaster figure. And that's kind of the big deal because they had released, or they released
Drag strip.
Drag strip, yeah. I was like, oh, which one is it again? Drag strip in the first wave, of Transformers Legacy, which means that we're getting a new Minosaur, which is good because the Combiner Wars one was not that great. I own it, but it wasn't that great. So you and I were actually talking as we were driving, and I thought this is a good toy talking topic.
Oh yeah.
What were we talking about?
Well, especially, I've kind of gotten into a little bit of the upgrade kits. I was kind of curious, like, what was the most invasive upgrade kit that you've had to do? Because some of them are just as simple as, like, snapping some pieces in or folding here and there. But some of them, you've actually got to do some doctoring on the figure. So I was kind of wondering, what's the most difficult or the most challenging or invasive one for you that you've done so far?
Okay, so this is a two-part answer for me. So let me just give you a list of the rundown of upgrade kits that I've purchased, or what figures I've purchased upgrade kits for. I've purchased upgrade kits for my Combiner Wars Superion, Combiner Wars Defensor, Combiner Wars Minosaur, Combiner Wars Bruticus, and my Power of the Primes Abominus, as well as upgrade kits for Predaking and Fortress Maximus. And I know I got an upgrade. It's not an upgrade kit per se, but I did buy the 3D printed pieces to help fill out Sunstreaker. Because he had a lot of hollow pieces, and he also didn't have his blaster. Yeah. So I bought a 3D. I think I just bought it from some guy on eBay. So it's not an upgrade kit, so to speak. But so that's everything that I've purchased. And as of the recording of this, I do have the upgrade kit for the Piranacon, the Seacons, sitting in my pile of loot. So I've invested a lot of money in upgrade kits. But back to your original question is, what was the most invasive? Hands down, 100%, the Bruticus upgrade kit. That was, I think it was the Dreamwave upgrade kit. And the reason it was as invasive as it was because I actually had to perform surgery on some figures. And the one thing, I like the upgrade kit. It is well worth the money. But there was a part on the Onslaught figure, the main figure that makes up Bruticus, where I actually had to do surgery and take apart his legs. But the problem on this particular mold is that when you take the figure's legs apart, you purposefully have to break it, because there's a peg that goes into a slot that screws in, and when you pull it apart, there's no way that you can pull it apart without breaking that peg off. But when you put it back together, it still stays together. So whenever I did a whole bunch of research as far as like people on YouTube who had these upgrade kits, and they said there's no way around it. You're gonna have to break it. It doesn't make the fit seam of the figure leg gap or anything when you put it back together. That was kind of a bummer. But the way I had to replace some knee joints for the Onslaught figure that had a tighter tolerance, so that way it could handle the new way the legs were supposed to face. Because the legs originally were supposed to be flat and sideways, whereas the way the legs needed to be with the upgrade kit were just normal, facing forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'll drop a picture. If I remember, I'll take a picture for reference, and you'll see it on the screen. But hands down, the Bruticus upgrade kit, it took me probably 2 days of tinkering around with it, because the instructions were not very clear, and I put it together once, and then I was like, no, I think I did it wrong. So I had to take it apart again, and I put it together the other way, and it turns out I had it right the first time, so I had to take it apart a second time and put it together a third time. So for that reason, and that reason only, is why it was so invasive. So the follow-up to that, so this is answer 1.5, is because the Onslaught figure from the Combaticons and the Hotspot figure from the Protectobots share a mold.
Yeah. When
I bought the upgrade kit for that, I was like, no, I kind of have a leg up on the situation. And when I put that one together, it was much easier. Like, for some reason, I don't know why, and I didn't do anything different, I guess. I thought for sure that it would be a little bit... I was bracing myself for it to be as tricky as the Bruticus was. Because, again, the instructions weren't clear. But that one went together very nicely and very quickly, and I never had to take that one apart. My second answer is the other most invasive one was Fortress Maximus, because he didn't have a lot of clicks of articulation on his hip joint.
Yeah.
So when you get one of the upgrade kits, you actually get a new ratchet system, which gives him, I think it almost triples his points of articulation. So that way you can get him in some really cool dynamic poses. So that's my two. The upgrade kits for everybody else has been very easy, just plug and play. Some of them, like the Abominus, is you just have to fold some of the figures a different way, and then everything just snaps around them.
Yeah.
And it looks really good. I like the upgrade kit for Abominus. I think it really makes the figure. I didn't like it at first because I thought Abominus was the best combiner out of all of them, as far as just factory looks, like just ready out of the box. But the more I thought about it, I was like, nah, I kind of do like the upgrade kit. And I dropped the $40, $50 on it, and I'm glad I did, because it looks fantastic. What about you? Have you done any of the upgrade kits, or?
I have, but fortunately, none of mine have been as difficult as like having to take figures apart or anything like that. I bought a set for the Studio Series Wreckers, and it was pretty much just plug and play. I got like you said, the 3D printed Sunstreak, which was like the gap fillers and the pistol and his laser pistol. I got the upgrade kit with the articulated wheelie for the Grimlock that gives him his front teeth, that comes with the crown and the sword, and those were really just kind of snap-in components. And then the latest I got, which is more really an accessory pack, to be honest, other than the mask that goes over Optimus Primal's face, was for the Beast Wars, Cheetor, Optimus Primal, Tarantula, and Dinobot.
I saw that one. I didn't get that one. Oh, I do also, when you were talking, it reminded me, I pre-ordered the Galvatron upgrade kit for the Kingdom / Legacy Galvatron. And the only thing I'm buying that one for is that it makes him a little bit taller.
Yeah.
I thought about getting the upgrade kits for Scorponok, the Earthrise Titan Scorponok.
Yeah.
And the only reason I wanted that one was because there's 3 of them. There's one that makes him taller, that replaces his calves with taller calves. Then there's one that hides some gaps, and then there's one that comes with the gun.
That's the one I had.
Yeah.
That's the one with the gun and the new visor.
Yeah. But then there was also one that had
the articulated legs.
The articulated scorpion legs. And that's the one I wanted. And I had it on pre-order, but I decided to cancel it because I never transform it. He's in robot mode, and very rarely will I transform one of those. And I actually think that the Scorponok has been the best Titan figure to come out. So I think he was good as is. I know a lot of people were angry that there was a couple of gaps like around his ankles, the inside of his ankles. It didn't bother me. I was just happy that I was getting a whole new Scorponok, but
I think a lot of times, like when we get these figures, the thing to remember is a lot of this is molded plastic, and the reason that we get those gaps is because of the mold transfers for some of them. So it is nice to always have that opportunity to turn like your $30 figure into like a $50 figure just by filling in those gaps, getting accessories that would naturally come with that character anyway.
So to kind of expand on our topic of upgrade kits, what was the one figure that you bought that you thought for sure needed an upgrade kit? Like when you bought it, you were like, there will be an upgrade kit for this, and it will 100% make this figure better.
Cheetor.
Cheetor?
And I'll tell you why.
Why is that?
And, well, there's a 2-part to this. Cheetor, because the only weapon he gets is like a whip, like a tail whip.
Yeah.
And it's like he never had that.
Right.
The other one was Grimlock because he didn't have any front teeth.
That was a bit weird. Like I wonder why Hasbro made that call.
So it's really been more about like stuff that should have naturally come with the figure to begin with. It's been really why I've invested in a lot of these upgrade kits. I mean, the same thing with like the Wreckers. Like it was replacing a lot of the flimsy, pliable plastic weapons with like harder plastic, or even like Leadfoot's chain. It was like an actual chain.
I think for me, the one figure set that needed it, going back to what I was saying earlier, is the Combiner Wars Minosaur. Growing up, the Stunticons were my favorite combiner, and when you look back at all the original G1 combiners, he was the smallest of all of them. I remember getting the Motormaster in my Easter basket one Easter morning, which was the first time I ever got a toy in my Easter basket, and I was like, the Easter Bunny brings toys? So I have fond memories of getting Motormaster, who's my favorite Stunticon out of all of them. But whenever the Combiner Wars came out, I thought it was cool that they were, and I hadn't jumped back into collecting Transformers at that point in time, but I thought it was cool that they were doing it. And I ended up finding all of them on the cheap at some point. Like way after. I think I started collecting them back in 2018. So probably a good 3 or 4 years after they had come out. And they were going for good money, but I lucked out and found 4 out of the 5 for about retail. And then that last one I had to buy used, which I still found for about retail, so I wasn't mad. But when you put them together, he's really clunky, and the tiny feet that they give him, like, the cars are the legs, and you have them, like, front facing out, and then you have these little tiny feet, so that there's just, I had no idea how he was standing, and it wasn't very well, I can tell you that.
Yeah. But
that was the one figure where I was like, this 100% needs an upgrade kit. So I bought the 2-piece upgrade kit for him, which gives him the chest, the good Minosaur chest. But when you put it on, it doesn't bow, but it makes his legs, the Motormaster's legs,
kind of V out.
Yeah. So you need the other upgrade kit, which has the feet. So we just lost the recording, and I don't know how far back it went, so I'm going to backtrack just in case. The upgrade kit for the chest makes Motormaster's legs V out. Yeah. So you need the second upgrade kit with the feet for the ankle articulation. So that's, if you get one, you got to get the other. Otherwise, you can kind of get him in like pardon the pun, a menacing, like overarching,
kind of like a towering pose.
And you asked a second ago, right when I noticed the camera blipped off, was that it comes with his
correct head.
So the one that came with the Combiner Wars, Minosaur's horns were curved, but they're supposed to be pointy.
Pointed out.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, the curved horned head didn't look bad at all. I actually didn't mind it. But it is really cool to get the pointy horned head. And the way I have mine on display is I actually have him crushing the head in his hand. And the other thing that it comes with is a sword extension. So you can, it's supposed to be the same sword for Motormaster and Minosaur, but you get the extension to make it a little bit longer, so it's more in scale with the massive size that Minosaur is supposed to be. So those have been my upgrade kits, and I'm really looking forward to the Piranacon upgrade kit once I finally decide to have that shipped from my pile of loot. So that is that. Did any other upgrade kit conversations or questions?
I'm thinking about purchasing the one for Slag because one, the horns. I'm interested in the horns.
The red horns.
The red horns.
Makes
like
them
the original figure.
Looks more like the toy. Yeah. I thought about it because it also comes with Daniel.
And it's articulated.
And his little suit that makes him transform. So I thought about that one. It also comes with his sword. So I don't know. I didn't get the one for Grimlock. I might pass on the one for.
Yeah, the only one with Grimlock is like I can't stand looking at him without any front teeth. Like that just bugged me to no end.
No, my friend. I think we're going to end the episode here. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll end the episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Toy Talkin. We're about to pull up to the next place for our toy hunt. So again, make sure to go watch that toy hunt video. Thank you so much for watching the video. You could have gone anywhere on YouTube to watch a video, but you decided to watch this one, and that really means a lot to me. It means a lot to us. So thank you so much. We'll catch you in the next video. See you real soon. Stay spooky. Bye.